What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Xanon here, back with another video. Hope you guys are doing well today. Um, Yesterday I was doing some research on quant and finding some patterns and stuff like that, and I came across uh, something in those patterns. Right, there's a project called Hypersphere, and this is a project we're looking today. Now, with this project, I haven't found any token on it, so it's cool. This is not any financial advice by any means because there's no tokens on this project yet that I have found. They do say they do have one, but haven't seen that. Right, but before I get into this project and talk about it is, so Hypersphere is decentralized cybersecure cloud that allows to monetize your data and computing resources, earn money online for unused computer power. We have other projects doing that I've seen patterns with, like Takeon, Storage, uh, that's doing stuff with, decentralized storage. Park Protocol as well as one of them. But this Hypersphere one is interesting because there's a patent, and I've been seeing the word DAG, DAG network or whatever has been thrown around in there, right? So, and then just to get a look into their website as we, look into the project, what the website looks like when you pop it up. So you can't sign up, just there's a sign in option, but there is no sign up option just yet. So I don't know how you would sign up for this as yet. I think, but it's been around from 2019. Projects really, gone under the radar. Cybersecure decentralized cloud, secure and private ecosystem enabled by the fog computing architecture and decentralized cloud, created for individuals, business, and robots to interact with trust. The platform provides secure, decentralized cloud resource marketplace to do business, launch services, and store digital assets. That is interesting. This is on the DAG network, right? So they talk about all this stuff on here. I'm gonna leave the description for this stuff below. What's ever going on here? Just want to get to the main points here on what they talk about, right? So this secure infrastructure, right? Fintech and other industries that need enhanced security to interact with big volumes of data, numerous transactions based on patented military-grade security protocol (SDMP). Hypershare gives its customers to an unprecedented level of security. What is SDNP? We're going to look into that, which is the Secure Dynamic Networking Protocol, combines autonomous dispatcher based packet routing and fragmented data transport of anonymous data packets over mesh network with hop-by-hop dynamic encryption and state-based concealment techniques to repel packet hijacking and more. But it goes into those stuff. It protects that, while the network's getting communication, right, for the decentralized storage. Military grade. I've seen the patent. That's how I found this project, was through a patent where I was trying to find Interpol and what they're doing with Hyperledger, and I think that was close to Hyperledger was Hypersphere. So they do talk about cyber secure stuff here, and then the decentralized infrastructure of Hypersphere consists of the combined computing resources from a number of independent nodes located all around the world. Anyone who has idle computer resources, no matter whether it's a single PC or an entire data center, can join the decentralized marketplace of Hypersphere, share resources and get paid, or purchase resources, decentralized storage, computing power, or network bandwidth. Wow, it's cool. It's not cheap though to start this stuff up. To have a computer and then you gotta set it up, have that running, right? So truly decentralized is with the explosive growth of Internet of Things devices, the arrival of 5G and growing amount of real-time connections. There is necessity of a platform able to meet all these needs and optimize the workflow simultaneously. Platform should be trusted, meaning it should provide guaranteed security and privacy for all users and no centralized authority able to violate the rules. Hypersphere offers cybersecure ecosystem, distributed network environments designed to be the world's largest cloud without owning any servers. All devices running Hypersphere software are connected and form the global merged network. Cross-platform architecture without the amount of use cases and abilities to monetize idle resources attract users, making Hypersphere truly decentralized digital platform. When we talk about all those computing lend your unused computer resources, like share your storage space, processing power, CPU, perform distributed calculations or decentralized storage, develop cyber secure services. So basically, you become the data center, right? So that's going on. Share and monetize your data securely and privately. Use data analyzing services without disclosure, sensitive information, make customer data compliant with data privacy regulations, build data-driven cybersecure services. Right. Hypersphere is the endless source of affordable computing power, a decentralized and cybersecure alternative to the existing cloud providers and marketplace computing. Right, and that's all there. Now we went through that the combination of we use to replace traditional infrastructure with a decentralized trust ecosystem, empowering companies to manage data safer than ever before. So, replacing the traditional infrastructure with the SDMP, new servers, DAG protocols. Right, that's what they're going to. And when I say DAG, it's directed acyclic graph, which is a conceptual representation of series activities. The order of the activities is depicted that I'm reading off here, right? Then they given, you can pause and check this out. But just to get back into the mesh networks, that's all the distributed networks connecting devices, data sharing, stuff like that. Yeah, the DAG blockchain. Personalized and multi-tree blockchain containing individual trees for personal enterprise ownership through an identity trust chain. And I think, yeah, like, this is interesting because we have, the military and the U.S. Air Force using like DAG. So it's interesting if you would have something like Hypersphere, for the storage and stuff like that. Like I said, I haven't seen a token for it. Like I have, but it hasn't been like an actual token that I've seen like that for it. So this is just a project. I think that's gonna be on DAG network. SDMP communication protocol that combines autonomous dispatcher-based packet routing and fragmented data transport. Hyper-ID serves as verification and guarantees that any transaction is verified by its owner. So with your ID and stuff like that to verify that you've done the transaction. They have something, they go over the SDMP and what it does. Only developed and deployed in professional communication and mission critical communication. SDMP uses proven 15 years experience, field tested technology, right? And Hypersphere is using this for the network. You have an hypernode here. The hypernode is where it should be running, to share data and stuff like personal computer, data center, laptop, or mobile device running Hypersphere connects to the global mesh network and becomes a hypernode. User running hypernode is able to operate in Hypersphere ecosystem and use embedded services. I signed up, so eventually my device and laptop and those kind of stuff will be using the service. Meshed network, which went through AI stuff. All the data in the hypersphere is transferred via mesh network protected with the SDMP protocol, which is a dynamic network, a secure dynamic network protocol. Uh, Transactions in the hypersphere are using digitally specific procedures called hypercontracts used by hypersphere merchants and service providers to solicit and contractually stipulate deliverables from hypernode resource providers. Every contract compromises a job specification and a token reward pledge describing the compensation reserve, example pledge for payment resource providers participating in the contract successful execution, including jobbers and backup nodes, and then the ecosystem, and then there's DAG. Yeah, they do talk about the DAG. DAG is a personalized demonstrative blockchain, various trees inside DAG are light-weighted and individual, unlike heavy single chains in the current cryptocurrencies, having obvious benefits to system personal enterprises. Blockchain is now possible through an identity trust chain. Unique cloak jury of peers technology makes DAG blockchain resistant to backtracing and ensures tamper-proof consensus mechanism for transaction validation. In the Hypersphere or blockchain-to-blockchain asset transfers are executed through hypercontracts. At contract completion, all credit-debit transactions are recorded and time-stamped as debits on payer's DAG blockchain and as credits on the payer's private blockchain. And I do think it's DAG. So why I say DAG is when it comes to the hypergraph transfer protocol, like they say, the stuff that they were saying, replacing traditional infrastructure, which the traditional infrastructure uses hypertext transfer protocol, right? Which is, and that's on servers and stuff like that now with nodes and stuff. Which is interesting is this new protocol that they have with DAG called the Hypergraph transfer protocol, right? And we'll go into that as well, just to explain what's going on here and what that. Hypergraph network, right? What is HGP? It's a distributed ledger technology known as DAG, as they talk about, right? But that's what HGP is, and it does work faster than the HTTP protocols, right, that we currently have with the current networks, which is very interesting. Right, as you can see, it says Hypergraph is a resilient decentralized network that is globally distributed and is built to cryptographically. Right, we're going through the full article. We'll just go through it since we're on it. You're going to come to a page and then the info that I'm looking for. Damn, is not here. Yeah, there's a job in the Department of Defense to cryptographically secure data in transit at scale. Right, that's that was in Department of Defense, like these patents and stuff for these things. Right, so just to touch on that, Hyper service provider, cloud services, right? There's multiple projects You have a Hashgraph that's doing stuff with Google Cloud Services and stuff like that, which is also interesting because they protocols and infrastructure is crazy as well. So when you come into this white paper, as you can see, a real-time secure, cyber-secure privacy network with embedded DAG blockchain for global e-commerce. Right, it's saying DAG blockchain again, which I do believe has some ties to do with Constellation Network. IOTA is also using DAG. That I can see that protocol, right? So there are networks, but when it comes to patents, like I said, there's only one that I've seen, Constellation Network and stuff like that. So they do. I'll be repairing myself if I go over some of the stuff on here. Excuse me, guys. Like I did because it wasn't on the main part. So, see, fully decentralized, autonomous, real-time, cybersecure with enterprise-grade certificate, privacy protections, an energy-efficient network, native embedded blockchain for global e-commerce. It is correct. I like the cyber attack vulnerability of financial and blockchain transactions executed over the internet using TCP/IP, right, which is your transmission control protocol, internet protocols, which comes back to the HTTP, which is hypertext transfer protocol. Now we're going into Hypergraph transfer protocol, and that's where the change comes in to keep the network secure. Military grade hypersecurity stuff, as they explain there, right? In this the hypernodes that they do talk about and stuff like that. And then they do mention the OSI layers, layer 3, layer 4 stuff. That's for the old network system, the 7 layers of the OSI model. So let's see what they do say here as well. It has Hypernode participating in a successful completion of hypercontract mint, native network, native eco-friendly digital utility token useful in purchasing Hypersphere. Okay, so there is going to be a token, right? But I have not seen the token listed anywhere, anything like that. But I'm gonna go with DAG. If there's a choice to go, it's best to buy DAG. In case they are linked with this project, which it does look like, or even IORA, right? And I do believe this will be a huge project for people that have YouTube and stuff like in the future that wanna monetize their data for different streams, or people that just wanna secure their data and get paid for it and stuff like that and monetize their data. I do believe this will be a big platform for that kind of stuff. That's why I'm talking about this, because I do see uh, the new infrastructure is put in place for it. As you can see, proxies, blockchain defragmentation. Defragmentation, when it comes to this is more for hard drive. Like, you're gonna defragmentate your hard drive and then share storage, write that out and stuff like that. So they can use that. That's what defragmentation is. Still, and blockchain has a service, and they talk about that. There's a lot in this white paper. I'll drop this white paper below, but you can see DAG mentioned a couple times. Richard K. Williams, I'm not sure who this is, but let's look him up. I know who that other guy is. Let's look this person up to see if they are located with someone. Found advanced analog technologies, Santa Clara University. Let's see what's this field. Inventor, see, Hypersphere, University of Illinois, Urbana, Champaign. So there's not much about him. Let's see, Biophotonics, Light MD. There's not much about him. Okay. As they say, if you're again featuring multi-thread hypersecure data transport. Let's see if we can make this bigger. Yeah. Now we're talking. Right, you have that, the hypernode stuff. So the hypersphere comprises a global dynamic heterogeneous network of hypernode software downloaded onto servers PC, delivering resources to merchants and businesses while earning hypernode owners, resource providers, payments in network utility tokens. So they have a token that they will pay you, and this token will have a lot of value because data is one of the biggest things right now with quantum computing and those kind of stuff. Right, so there is a way on this platform. I still think there's work to be done on it. Let me talk about probably militaries first and having this stuff already set up in your as an alternative to venture capital and therefore blockchain-based cryptocurrencies often include both private placements and public ICOs have been used successfully for fundraising, for funding, product developing, and for one advantage of cryptocurrency offering over venture capitalists that the issue did not relinquish control or ownership of the company to fund development growth. Can you talk about that stuff, right? So, but this is different from an ICO. Transactional fraud. It mentions SWIFT as worldwide interbank financial employ half a century old technologies predating the smartphone, the internet, and even personal computer. These outmoded methods are wholly incapable of supporting the rigorous demands of today's international commerce, contending with modern cyber attacks, and even in preventing financial accidents. So there has to be a change. They do mention Dutch Bank as well. They are, a lot of people report on Dutch Bank because there's been so much of stuff that's been happening with that bank in specific. So last week we've seen so much. As I was talking about HTTP connections, right? This here is the port number. That this actually is supposed to be port 80 because port 443 is the secure the HTTPS server, right? As you can see, there's some stuff. As you can see, protocol secure, and this one's for port 443. So you get that, which doesn't do much anyway. When they talk about the OSI model, this is the old OSI model for the network infrastructure. Right, compared to now, you're gonna have the hypergraph stuff implemented and stuff like that. As you can see, this is like a setup for a whole server. 4G, 5G. Right. So you're still gonna have, I think, but this will now, quantum computing as well will take place with this. But there'll be a new infrastructure with this network layer, right? We're gonna see how that plays out as well. As they do go all this stuff. So as you can see, physical, your MAC address, ID sniffing buffer, DOS. Profile hijacking, spoofing, it's your metadata performing traffic, SR attacks. DOS, what is denial of service? Okay, so yeah, that's apostasy fraud, denial of service, malware, crypto, fraud, malware, privacy. So this is all showing you, yeah, with those OSM models over the years, there have been these DDoS attacks. I've done one as well. It's not that hard to do them. Depends on the pages you're attacking. I did it on a smaller web page. It's like a ping of death kind of thing. And I do not advise of any criminal activities or doing those kind of stuff. This is the Hypersphere overview and stuff like that. There's the whole protocols, the multi-tree DAG, decentralized, multi service providers, resource providers, which is the hypernodes, hypercontacts, embedded cryptocurrency, which they will have the token on Hypersphere marketplace, Hypersphere accounts, hypernode owners, replicant blockchain, right to the sequential quantum key, which will be quantum key distribution as well, for those kind of things with quantum computing. This critique, as you see, that's going on in this project. A lot of certificates, you can see the trust wallets and all this stuff. That they go into, and then some projects that they're working with, like Arrowlight's Life Sciences, FDA approved, live site, one of them as well. It's very well planned out, I must say. Yeah. You can comment on this project and what you think of it. Maybe check the comments and see what's everyone's thoughts on this. It just seems to be an interesting project. With that being said, we're gonna look into DAG and IRO just to see what those project prices are as well. Then we're gonna head off. It's at 8 cents. That's not bad. You have IOTA 35 cents. That's still good. We have something which is at 39 cents. Stellar is at 14 cents. Argo is at 39 cents. Then H bar is at 9 cents. Yeah, guys, that's for today. Hope you guys had a good one. I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you guys. I'm out.